Chapter 7, we're going to be destroying the hero. We're just using the same scene we've set up, so disregard step 1. As you can see, he shoots, fires, and moves just like we've set up. We're going to be making a game over screen to start off with, so in step 3, let's first rename this scene that we're in right now in this scene tab up here. I'm going to call it Scene Game. Eventually we're going to change the name of it to level 1. But there we go, we've got our scene game. Now we want to click right here on the plus sign, and we're going to add a new scene. And this is going to be our game over scene. So let's change this to screen game over, just like that. Alright, now we want to press Shift A, and we want to add a camera. And our camera should be aiming straight down. If it's not, press Alt R to clear it. Grab this blue arrow here and drag it straight up. Now if we press 0 on the 10 key, we can look to see what our camera sees. We're going to want to, in step 9, switch our camera to orthographic mode. Right now it's in camera's perspective. This is what a normal camera does. Let's go over here to our camera properties tab and click on orthographic. Now this just works better for 2D objects, which is what our text is going to be. So now let's deselect our camera and let's press Shift A, and we're going to add text to our scene. So there's text. Now if I press Tab, notice it's not a normal mesh object. I can delete the text and type in whatever I want. Game over is what we'll be writing. Press G. And once you've pressed G, move your game over to the center of the screen. Now that's good, but once again, this is not a mesh object, and if we want to add color to this, which we do, Blender is not going to render it in the game engine unless we convert it to a mesh object. So let's convert it by pressing Alt C, and we'll select Mesh from Curve, Meta, Surf, Text. There you go. Now if I press Tab to go into edit mode, notice I can't edit my text anymore. But I do have a bunch of vertices, so this means that I can color my text because it's a normal object. So I'll select the materials panel, or material tab, and I'll click new for new material. And this is in step 15. We're just going to add a random material to this. So I'm turning the diffuse intensity up and the specular all the way down. I'll just type 1 for emit, and then we'll make it shadeless. That should be fine. I'm going to title this material Game Over Material. So that works. Let's see. So in step 16, we've got both these named correctly. Let us select Scene Game. So now we're in our main game again. I'm going to select one of my enemies. So right there. And to see better, let's go into top view 7 by pressing 7. Alright, so we need to make sure in step 18 that this has a material, and right now it's called enemy material. Because I call it Skull Black in the chapter, I'm just going to change the name real quick. Skull Black, just so it's not confusing. Now all of these have the material Skull Black. Awesome. So now I'm going to select my hero ship. There he is. We're going to now add our collision sensors. So if you remember, these are the logic bricks we're not using because they're not checked. So now let's go to add sensor, and we'll add collision. Alright, so here is our collision sensor. We want to click this button right here, that's M/P, because last time we applied a property. Let's click it. This time we're going to make the hero interact every time it collides with a certain material. So we know that the name of the material that the enemy has is Skull Black, so let's choose Skull Black from the list. So let's add a scene actuator, and I think let's go ahead, and I think the collision's all done. Let's add a set scene, and now we want to set the screen game over. So now every time the Skull Black material collides with our hero, it's going to call the game over screen. So let's try it out. If I now go into my render tab and I hit start, and we go in, we're shooting like normal. If they collide, game over. So it's working exactly as it's supposed to. Alright, so next chapter is chapter 8, creating a menu.